Definition of the silver cord. The silver cord is a concept found in many spiritual, mystical, and astral projection teachings. It is often described as a luminous, elastic-like thread of energy that links the physical body to the astral body, or soul. When a person has an out-of-body experience, OBE, or engages in astral projection, this cord is said to remain firmly attached, ensuring that no matter how far consciousness travels, there is always a pathway back to the body. Some describe it as shimmering silver, while others see it as white, golden, or even translucent light, depending on their spiritual perspective. Symbolically, the cord represents life force and continuity. It is like a spiritual umbilical cord that sustains the connection between your physical existence and your higher consciousness. This idea reassures practitioners that astral travel is not dangerous in itself, because the silver cord prevents permanent separation, unless life itself has reached its natural end. Belief of cord cutting. Many spiritual traditions hold a strong belief that the cutting of the silver cord signifies the end of physical life. In other words, the cord is only severed at the moment of death, when the soul permanently leaves the body. If this cord were somehow cut prematurely during astral projection, it would mean the body could no longer function, as the soul would no longer be tethered to it. This idea has led to a mix of awe and fear around astral practices. Some traditions use the concept to caution practitioners, suggesting that reckless or forced astral projection could be risky. Others, however, argue that the cord is indestructible by ordinary means and cannot be broken by accident. It only dissolves when a person's natural life cycle is complete. Metaphorically, the belief in cord cutting serves as a reminder of the fragile balance between the physical and spiritual realms. It also emphasizes the sanctity of life, portraying the silver cord as a sacred lifeline that should not be interfered with. Spiritual safety mechanism. In nearly all astral projection and mystical teachings, the silver cord is described as unbreakable by accident. It is considered a built-in spiritual safeguard designed to keep your soul and body connected no matter how far your consciousness travels. This means that while exploring the astral plane, you cannot simply lose your way or be prevented from returning to your body. Some traditions describe the cord as elastic and infinitely extendable, stretching across vast astral distances without weakening. Others emphasize that no astral being, entity, or external force has the power to sever it, reinforcing the idea that astral projection itself is safe. The only circumstance under which the cord naturally breaks is during physical death, when the soul permanently departs from the body. This teaching provides peace of mind to those exploring out-of-body experiences. It removes unnecessary fear and highlights the idea that the universe has built-in protections to ensure we cannot accidentally die during astral travel. Symbolic meaning. While some people interpret the silver cord as an actual energy thread, others see it as more of a symbolic truth than a literal one. In this perspective, the cord represents the inseparable bond between consciousness and the life force that animates the human body. It is not so much a physical rope of light, but a metaphor for the connection between spirit and matter. In symbolic terms, cutting the cord is not about a violent act or spiritual attack. It is simply a poetic way to describe the transition from life to death. Just as an umbilical cord is cut at birth, freeing a baby into the physical world, the silver cord is said to dissolve at death, releasing the soul into the spiritual realms. By viewing it symbolically, many teachers emphasize that the silver cord is a teaching tool. It helps us understand the delicate balance of existence, the continuity of the soul, and the natural cycle of entering and leaving physical life. Death and the cord. Spiritual traditions across cultures agree that the silver cord only dissolves at the natural end of life. It does not snap during sleep, meditation, or astral projection. Instead, it gently fades when the physical body can no longer sustain life, marking the final separation of soul and body. At this moment, the cord is said to release the soul fully, allowing it to transition into higher planes of existence. Sometimes described as the astral plane, spiritual realms, or the afterlife. This process is considered natural and peaceful, much like passing through a doorway. For many, this teaching removes the fear of death by portraying it not as annihilation, but as a gradual release of energy. The silver cord acts as a sacred bridge, ensuring that life is protected until its natural completion. Its dissolution symbolizes freedom from the limitations of the physical world and entry into the next stage of existence. Astral projection myths. One of the most common fears about astral projection is the idea that someone or something could cut your silver cord while you're out of your body. These stories are often told in folklore, novels, or fear-based teachings to discourage people from exploring spiritual practices. In reality, mystical teachings emphasize that this is a myth. The silver cord cannot be interfered with by astral beings, spirits, or even other humans. It is not vulnerable to attack because it is part of the divine design of life itself. The cord is protected, resilient, and beyond the reach of external forces. These myths typically arise from fear of the unknown, since astral travel can feel mysterious and otherworldly. By debunking these fears, spiritual teachers remind practitioners that astral projection is not only safe, but also a natural human ability, one that has been practiced for thousands of years. Protection role. For many practitioners of astral projection, the silver cord is seen as a built-in safety mechanism. It acts like a spiritual lifeline, ensuring that no matter where your consciousness travels, you can always return safely to your body. If during astral exploration you feel disoriented, overwhelmed, or sense danger, the cord is believed to instinctively pull you back. Some describe the return as a gentle tug, while others recall a sudden snapback sensation when their astral journey ends abruptly. Either way, the cord guarantees that projection remains temporary, controlled, and reversible. This role is reassuring, especially for beginners who fear getting stuck outside their body. By understanding the cord as a self-correcting safeguard, practitioners can focus more on the experience itself and less on worry. It represents the divine intelligence of the human design, where protection is already woven into the process. Religious and cultural views. The concept of the silver cord has appeared in many spiritual and cultural traditions, though interpretations vary widely. Christian traditions. The Book of Ecclesiastes 12:6-7 refers to the silver cord being loosed at the time of death, describing it as a poetic image of the soul's release from the body. Some Christians see it as a literal tether, while others view it as purely symbolic. Eastern philosophies. In Hinduism and certain yogic traditions, the cord is seen as part of the subtle energy body, representing prana, life force that sustains the link between spirit and form. Mystical teachings. Ancient texts and esoteric schools sometimes refer to it as the thread of life or life current, symbolizing the fragile but sacred link between earthly existence and higher planes of being. Modern interpretations. Some psychologists and skeptics see the silver cord not as an actual phenomenon, but as a mental construct, a symbolic image the mind creates to explain the feeling of connection during altered states. These diverse perspectives highlight the universality of the silver cord idea. Whether taken literally or metaphorically, it represents humanity's shared intuition that life is connected by an invisible thread, both mysterious and sacred. Psychological explanation. From a modern psychological or scientific perspective, the silver cord can be understood as a symbol created by the subconscious mind. When people enter altered states, through sleep paralysis, meditation, or astral projection, the mind often generates imagery that reflects deep emotions and needs. The cord, in this case, serves as a reassurance mechanism. It gives the experiencer a sense of safety, anchoring them to the body and reducing anxiety about getting lost in non-ordinary states of consciousness. This may explain why so many people across cultures report similar imagery, even without prior knowledge of the concept. The human mind naturally seeks symbols of connection and protection. Psychologists suggest that the silver cord functions as a mental bridge, helping individuals navigate the strange sensations of leaving the body. Whether it is objectively real or not, the fact that it provides comfort and reduces fear makes it psychologically significant. Conclusion: the idea of cutting the silver cord is best understood as a metaphor rather than a literal danger. Across spiritual traditions, mystical teachings, and even psychological explanations, the consensus is clear: the cord is a symbol of life's sacred connection between body and soul. It cannot be severed by accident, by other beings, or during astral projection. The only time it naturally dissolves is at the end of physical life, when the soul peacefully transitions into other realms of existence. Thus, the silver cord should not be feared. It should be respected and appreciated as either a spiritual truth or a symbolic construct that highlights the mystery of human existence. For practitioners of astral projection, it serves as a reminder that the journey is safe, temporary, and always guided by an unseen lifeline.